Ladies and gentlemen, it's WrestleMania season. Oh, baby. We are here live. It's the Mega Powers back here once again. Oh, yeah! And we're going to be giving you all of our predictions for today's show. Man, guys, I'm super, super excited to be here with every single one of you. It is our Christmas, man. It is that time of year where everybody...
We don't get gifts.
We do. We get gifts.
We do get gifts in the
form of matches. In the form of Lesnar versus Rollins. In the form of Lynch versus Charlotte versus Ronda.
Weirdo Ronnie, yeah.
Yeah, Weirdo Ronnie. Kiss your foot, you little weirdo. We get those presents, and today we are going to be unwrapping every single one of those one match at a time. I'm so excited, guys. I hope you are. So let's get talking right into this thing. We've got so many matches to run through. The card is stacked. So we are starting off with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. You can see the upcoming matches that we're going to talk about right down here. Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Let's talk about this thing this year because it is one of those matches that should be a star-making match, but they have not made it that, you know?
Yeah, it's they did a great job with it with Baron Corbin. Mm-hmm. The very first one, Big Show winning, was more of an homage to Andre the Giant.
Yes.
Right? That's like the Giant of today honoring the Giant of yesterday. Mm-hmm. So it was nice that way. They did a great job of Baron Corbin winning it. And then
because that introduced him onto the main roster, right?
Yeah, and he had it around him. He would he made sure that he pointed out that he'd won it.
He did that stand beside it, right? Where they got their arms crossed or whatever.
Mojo won it, and that nothing.
Fizzled out. Yeah.
Hardy won it, and then he
went on to win the tag.
He went on to win the tag titles and stuff, but
they
didn't touch on the actual Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
Battle Royal aspect.
So then that brings us to this year, and we got probably only a handful of superstars who are legitimate competitors for this Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Yeah, and there could be a couple surprise guests that we don't know.
There's obviously, Colin Jost and Michael Che inside this Battle Royal.
Yeah.
I mean, I've made my thoughts on that pretty clear through the podcast. I'm not a big fan of it, but at the same time, there is always celebrity involvement. I just hope that they don't end up eliminating Braun or something.
And I'd rather them be involved in this match than an actual match.
Yes. If there was to be any match, this is the easiest one to send them over the top rope or whatever. It's a weird feeling. I think that we're gonna get some weird confrontation between Michael Jost and or Colin Jost and Braun Strowman during that match. But anyways, who we think is going to win, we have done two things for our predictions. We each get two superstars to choose from, so we are each going with Braun Strowman.
Yeah, like I said, the Giant won the Giant of today won the honoring the Giant of yesterday, the very first one, and I think possibly the Giant of tomorrow wins this year.
I think that would make sense. Braun's got really not too much going for him right now. He is getting the mainstream attention, being involved with all this, so at least there's that going for him. A win here in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal just gives him another little notch. Kind of like the greatest Royal Rumble belt that he won. Yeah. And then this thing is just another little notch for Braun Strowman when they're not doing anything with him. Everybody's begging for it, so we might as well do a roll call here. Before
did Cesaro win the very first one?
Yeah, Cesaro... Yeah, you're right, actually. Cesaro...
Big Show did win one, though.
Hang on. Was it Big Show first one, Cesaro second? I can't remember.
Regardless, I know Big Show won once.
Yes. Anyways, though, let's do the roll call really quick. We'll finish off that afterwards. So here we go. Time for the Conman Certified Roll Call. So in here today, we've got Danny Boy.
Steve Taylor, team captain.
We got Yu-Gi-Oh! Worldwide Duels.
Christopher Gomez.
Justin Gentry.
Jamie Todd.
Shane the Gamer.
The Jordan Empire.
Marcus Faze. Jay Fizzy with it.
Avolian.
I swallow cum.
You what now?
No.
Mike Walsh.
Naughty Noni.
Shane the Gamer.
Face Goat.
Ricardo Vargas.
Louis Hoggington.
Kevin White.
And let's go Noah Thompson for my last one.
And we will say... Bo TV Show.
Very close to Bob TV Show.
Yeah, that's what I was...
All right, and so for the other half of the Andre the Giant, so who do we think is kind of our dark horse, not giant, not obvious pick, not Braun Strowman? Mine is Apollo Crews. I think they've been building him up recently, and a shining moment inside a battle royal. You know, it could maybe be the next stepping stone he needs to move up the card.
Apollo definitely could be a viable option. I think he's due for, and again, they need to utilize it properly. I think anytime these can get won, though, will be better from heels, right? Like, they can, anytime a heel wins something along these lines, the Money in the Bank, anything, they always end up doing better than a face could with it, often.
For the most part.
Right? Like, they can gain more attraction utilizing it than a face can.
True.
Like, a face can't come out and brag that they won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Not a good face, at least.
Like, that's, like, not ideal. But at the same time, certain things.
That's an interesting one. Lars Sullivan.
Lars Sullivan could be.
Yeah.
I have Bray Wyatt as my other one.
That's a good one.
A surprise one. I know he's been cleared for a little while. It would be a nice big pop.
The way that he would have to do it is similar to how he returned last year in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, but this time literally just the lights go out and he's in the center of the ring with his new look or whatever, and then he eliminates the final few people or whatever and to win the Battle Royal.
Either that or, like, I wouldn't even mind if just, like, as they're about to get going, because they usually give, like, 2 people, 3 people entrances, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be, like, Braun. It'll be, like, might be Apollo, something like that. And then, like, just, like, they're getting ready to go. And then all of a sudden, like, lights drop and music hits and he comes out last.
Also, the way that they've been mentioning Titus O'Neil, you brought that up. They could go Titus O'Neil with it as well if they wanted to try to bring him back into the forefront.
I think that there's... Well,
I don't want that. You guys know my thoughts on Titus.
They've done a great
him.
job with, like, that little stupid segment that we talked about on the pod from Monday. They did a great job of not forgetting that Titus and Apollo had something there.
Yes.
The little things like that they just, like, they didn't touch on, but they did it through visual. I thought that was really good. But yeah, so I've got Braun and Bray as potentials. There's tons of, like...
I mean, Mustafa Ali, or Ali straight up.
Ali could be great. He is great. I would love Ali. Like, if Ali, prove me wrong, win it.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Be awesome.
Kevin Owens doesn't have a match on the card as of right now. He could maybe be in it. I'm not sure. I don't think he would need to be in it or anything.
Probably not. Yeah.
There's Sami Zayn possibly returning.
Sami Zayn could be one. Kevin Owens. Did you just say that?
said
Yeah.
KO.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I thought you did. I was just making sure.
I just don't know.
Yeah.
Like, KO needs to be in it right now. He's already been back and had a title shot, and he's already, like, in the upper echelon.
Yeah. I would like to
This
see
is
him
more of,
somewhat
like,
in WrestleMania at least. At least that would put him in there. But, like, if he's not going to win, then you don't want to just have him in the match just to have
Is
him in the
Andrade
match.
part of it? Because he also
He might be. He might be. Andrade would be a good one to win it.
Andrade?
Andrade. I might have. I don't know.
Andre the Giant.
Andrade. Yeah, the Andrade, the Giant.
Royal.
Yeah. But yeah, there's our thoughts on that one. Let's get on to the Women's Battle Royal, which people are kind of asking WWE to change the China Memorial Battle Royal, which I don't mind the idea of that. What are you guys' thoughts on that? But we've got a couple picks right here. So we both have Asuka for one of our picks, kind of like our favorite, you know.
Yeah,
The girl who's probably going to be the odds-on favorite. If you went to Vegas to bet on this match, she is number one. At least she is the best odds to win this match.
Yeah.
Yeah. But our second pick that we have, kind of our dark horses, our other picks, Sonya Deville for me. I think Sonya has a great future for her inside the WWE. She obviously is talented as hell. She's got a good look to her. It doesn't hurt that, you know, she is a lesbian and that it expands into that community. She is, yeah. Openly, she's the first openly gay female wrestler, I believe. In WWE at least. Yeah. So that opens up into that community.
Oh, female gay. You said,
okay. Yeah, female. Yeah.
It was like
Darren Young. Yeah, literally right back there on the wall.
Darren Young was open.
Yeah, you guys can actually see him literally right there. That's Darren Young. But yeah, so first openly gay female wrestler, and that's really good. So Sonya Deville has a great community with her as well, and she's very talented. I think she would be a great one to have it.
I'm just going to address Jamie Todd says, wouldn't surprise me if Stephanie enters on Wednesday. I don't think so. I think that Steph and Triple H are full-blown moving towards baby faces, if not already there. They're definitely more face than they are heel now, and that's just not something that the face Authority members would do.
Exactly.
I've got Asuka and Lacey Evans just because, like, do something with her.
Lacey,
she looks like a star. She seems like a star, and all they do is a stupid walk out, interrupt, and walk away. Do something with her.
It's the time to put her in a match, and this would be the time. WrestleMania moment gets people knowing her name. Oh, she's not just the girl who's walking out to the ring. She's actually got some talent, But it's not it's not a pinfall. It's not an actual match yet. It's just an easy way to get some heat on her. So that wouldn't be a bad one.
Yeah, I do like the Sonya Deville option, but I think with Sonya, and Mandy breakup. I think it's that they're no longer. I think like at the Royal Rumble, Mandy eliminated Sonya.
Yes.
Right? So I think that might be a similar situation where Mandy goes to, like, maybe they just eliminate someone and they're like, yeah. And then Mandy goes to eliminate Sonya, and Sonya reverses it and like
throws her over. Yeah,
and then,
I've been wondering about that because it felt like they were going towards a split, and then they kept them together because the tag titles were coming around.
Yep.
And then it feels like they could just do that split all over
since
again.
Then they've had a couple issues as well.
They have had some more issues. Yep.
So I think that's definitely an option, and then I think too possibly a reason why Sonya doesn't win it is because of Mandy. Maybe Sonya eliminates Mandy, and then Mandy slides back in and like beats the piss out of Sonya.
That would also work and eliminates
causes her to get eliminated. Yeah.
Yep. So, hang on. Mandy didn't eliminate Sonya at the Rumble. She did eliminate her at Evolution. Was that what it was, or was it at the Rumble?
Maybe it was at Evolution. I'm not sure.
What was the Evolution?
I know there was
was
there a Battle Royal?
Battle Royal at Evolution, right?
I know it was an over the top. She eliminated her at something.
Royal.
Was it Royal?
Evolution, right? Was that what it was?
Maybe it was Evolution.
WWE Evolution Battle Royal.
Yeah, so maybe it was Evolution. My apologies. It's over the top Battle Royal.
Yeah, so that was how it ended, right? Was with Nia winning. Yeah, and it was down to Ember and Nia, and was the final four Mandy.
No, I think it might have been earlier in the.
Was it earlier?
Regardless,
okay. Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Mandy has shown her true colors through to Sonya before. She's tried to eliminate her. Maybe she's gonna do it again, and then this time Sonya gets the better of her and causes that full-blown split basically come Tuesday.
Yep. All right, let's move on to, unfortunately, a pre-show match, the Cruiserweight title. It's very unfortunate this is on the pre-show, but as I was mentioning to you earlier before we started streaming, it also makes sense that the matches that are consistently very entertaining, consistently over, really, really solid matches, that they would put one on the pre-show, especially a championship match, get people excited for the show about to happen, and then maybe you get a title change for Tony Nese. But yeah, we both have Nese, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we both have Nese.
The
story's there.
Great.
Fantastic.
He's been amazing.
He's one of those guys I would like to see take the next step out of 205 Live. Like, if you start using 205 Live as the in-between stage from the guys who are in NXT, but they're not really good or not really ready to be pushed in towards the top of NXT, and you're not seeing them on a takeover, let's say. You're not a takeover guy. We don't see you quite there. Let's get you up to 205 Live, develop you even further there, and see, who knows, maybe you'll catch fire there and go to the main roster like Mustafa Ali.
I really like that they just brought over Oni Lorcan for a match.
Yes.
Right? Like, so they get to just utilize them and show them more. Yeah, Mike Kanellis. Oh, Mike Kanellis is another guy that could be another like potential next feud, right?
Yeah.
And they've been building him pretty well, okay there, and but he's a heel. Like he's a heel in the sense that like the way that he and Maria act, but they are also like the things that he say. He's a weird situation because he's a heel that's saying the truth.
Yeah.
And it's like, but people are just like, the way you're doing it is wrong. But yeah, we both have Nese. I said it weeks ago on the podcast at the start of this tournament that I thought Nese was going to win it.
You did?
To go on to, like, that was definitely a hot choice for me because of the relation with Buddy Murphy. They're training, and they kept pushing, like, they're training partners. They're buddies. Buddy was, like, supporting him the entire time, which, like, Buddy's a clear heel. So all of a sudden, out of this clear, he'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'm really rooting for you. I'm really rooting for you." Like, that's just off to me. And then the aspect that once Nice won it and got the match, Buddy betrayed him. He attacked him. So I definitely
It's a good story.
think, yeah, it's been a great story. I think Nice has taken that full-blown face, and I'm intrigued to see what he can do as a face, and I think he's obviously got a look that's great. With the belt around him, it'll be great, and yeah, I think it's just time.
The 8-pack. Let's get it. All right, so the next match, which one are we talking about next? What do you have there?
Well, it's weird because we have these ones here, but then like the main events are down here.
Yeah, which one are we thinking?
So I think maybe we just rip through this card,
or do we just go off of this? Maybe. Yeah, let's go Revival and Zack Ryder, and because I think that might be an early match as well. So Revival, Zack Ryder, we'll get that up there, and then we'll talk about what after that. Let's go with the SmackDown. Well, we'll talk about the tag match. So SmackDown tag matches we'll talk about.
You want to just do all 3 tag matches?
Yeah, let's just do all 3 tag, and we'll get the women's tag up there.
Women's tag up there?
Yeah. Which is right about...
That makes sense. On our final 3.
Do you see it anywhere? Am I just missing? Women's. There we go. Cool. All right. So, guys, as part of their faces are cut off, and Dash Wilder is so over with the fans right now, he's losing his title. I don't know. But we do have ourselves a match that some people may not be aware of. Revival versus the former Major Brothers, Zack Ryder and Curt Hawkins. Gonna be a fun match, I think. Ready for a big pop. Ready for the end of an undefeated streak. In my opinion.
Unwinning streak.
Unwinning streak. Sorry, yes. I think Zack Ryder and Curt Hawkins pick up the win here at WrestleMania.
Yeah, 100% I can see that. I went with Revival for it for a few reasons.
And here's me. Before you say your reason, I want Revival. I want Revival. I love the Revival. I love everything about them. I love them even more after Dash Wilder last night. I loved them down in NXT. I saw their match at NXT TakeOver Toronto against DIY. That 2 out of 3 falls match. Freaking amazing. I fell in love with the Revival. You guys have seen it all over this show. I love them. I want them to win. Let's hear your reasons why you think they will, because I don't think they
definitely think that Ryder and Hawkins could win. I will not be surprised if they win. I think if they do, I think that Revival takes a different turn and goes on like an aggressive turn where it's like, oh, this is now like, I think regardless, I think that we're going to see a resurgence of Revival.
I sure hope so, man.
I really hope, at least. And I think if it's that they lose the titles, then they win them back really quick. Maybe it's tomorrow night, maybe it's whatever, but it's through an aggressive way and they start dominating the Raw tag team division. Or I think what I have as my prediction is they win and they destroy Hawkins and Ryder. No offense to Hawkins and Ryder, it sucks. It would be a great pop. But I think if they win, then they just tear apart that division.
I'd like to see that. You know, I love the Revival. I really love them. I think they are they're certainly top 3 in my opinion, best tag teams in the world. Top 3. You know, you're talking about Usos, you're talking about Young Bucks, you're talking about Revival. 1, 2, 3. There's not much more around. Like, there's some really, really good teams out there, but for me, they're top 3. And I want to start seeing them win more on the main roster. If this is their opportunity to have a dominant win, I love it. I don't think it's happening.
Yeah. I think if they do, honestly, I think the last night changed possibly the outcome.
I don't think it did. You know, I really don't think it did. I think their outcome, the reason why this was thrown as a last-minute thing was to get a big pop for Zack Ryder and Curt Hawkins. I don't think the punch to the face is going to have any change to the match.
I think that the hype of it, I think that possibly Vince is smart. He knows what he's doing, right? And he could go either way now.
Sometimes.
Yeah, but people like to focus on the bad more than the 10 good, right? Mm-hmm. For every 1 really bad, there's 10 good, right? Like, and I think that this is a match that it could go either way, and it's good. Mm-hmm. And I think, though, that if the Revival wins. Also, I think that there's a shakeup coming up next week, you said, right?
Yeah, so not this upcoming Monday, but the weekend after. Or
so
the
I
week
think
after,
Usos are going to Raw as well.
Okay.
And Usos versus Revival will be the first rivalry.
Damn.
So I think that, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to go with Revival just because of a number of other reasons, and I think Dash is hot right now. I think that obviously they want to keep them. I think they're going to do something better with Revival. I have faith, I have hope that that's the way it's going.
I hope. I want to see the Revival win. Let's get on, but I've got Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. We are opposites on that, who we think's going to win. Let's move on over to the SmackDown Tag Team title match. This is one that we've been discussing that we can see getting turned into a ladder match, or getting the addition of I know the Hardy Boys are in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, but a late minute addition to this match in a ladder match, maybe, I don't know. But I can totally see there being something extra because the Usos were being punished by Alexa Bliss, right, into this match. I can totally see Alexa Bliss going out there and saying, oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention that this is a ladder match or something like that. Yeah. And then get the ladder set up to the ring or something like that. I don't know. But, yeah. Who do you have winning that?
I've got Ricochet and Black. I think they didn't win on NXT TakeOver. They had the match of the night, probably, in my opinion. They were amazing. They had this wonderful little swan song goodbye from the crowd. They, as a team, showed such love to each other. After social media is huge right now in the world of wrestling as well, and just seeing social media, the post with Triple H, where he's hugging both of them together, and it's like they're like literally like ready to move on to something next, something bigger. Yep. And then this morning I saw Ricochet had posted like 15 years in the making. It's been 15 years. Like, this is my moment. Blah blah. I think that they go big. I think it's a great way to take the Usos titles away, especially because I think Usos are going to Raw. Yeah, I think that's the way the cookie crumbles for me.
I got Usos. I think Usos are incredibly over after the thing they did with Kofi Kingston and the New Day, or actually, well, Xavier Woods and Big E. I think they're incredibly over there. They are absolutely half heel, half babyface. They're tweeners. We've said this many times. They are very good tweeners. You can put them in a feud with absolutely anybody, and they will tear the house down. I like your idea of potentially sending them over to Raw if they lost the titles. But also I think that there's some more stuff they can do over on SmackDown Live. Maybe a potential Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens return as a tag team in the tag team division. Start seeing Usos versus Sami and Kevin. They could run the tag division there a little bit longer. If Aleister Black and Ricochet win, well, you could still look to bring those guys back and put them against them. But yeah, I'm going to say Usos are going to hold down the tag division. They're going to keep it on lockdown for a little longer.
Women's.
Yeah, the women's one now. So this is interesting because, you know what? I'm going to let you take it away because you have an actual idea how things could potentially end.
Well, just watch the podcast from Friday.
Yeah, review them though, man. They don't got time right now. Tell us real quick.
Got time. It's only 2:24. Pre-show starts at 5. Yeah, I have Boston Hug winning. I think that they're going heel. I think that it's a heel turn in the aspect that they have worked so hard to get to this point, to get these titles. They get these titles. And now having to defend them, they will do anything to retain them. Which in turn, that anything is like even bend the rules, break the rules, cheat to win. And I think it's a great time to do it with the hype of Natalya, that Natalya is going to get, the support that Natalya is going to get from the crowd, the support that Beth obviously has been getting as the faces in that. Iconics are already on this weird tweener motion of like they're getting more and more over with the crowd, which naturally turns them babyface, a la The Miz, right? Same thing. And it's so I think that they're going that way, and I think this is a great match because if they do it and they pin Beth Phoenix and they beat Beth Phoenix by cheating, then 100%. And I don't even know that it's necessarily a full turn because it's going to be hard for Bayley. It would be super shocking if Bayley was the one that cheats.
Yeah.
But if Sasha cheats and Bayley picks up the win, then there's a little bit of an internal struggle there. That's a storyline they can go forward with, like where it's like they're champions, they're friends, they're together. But Bayley's like, well, that's not the right way to do it, Sasha. And Sasha's like, we need to keep these. And then eventually they can have the big turn as well where, like, Bayley turns to the dark side.
Yeah. That could happen. I don't mind your idea of taking them towards the darker side. I don't mind that idea of,
It's a no disqualification Fatal 4-Way?
Well, all Fatal 4-Wayers are no DQs. Yeah. Anyways. But yeah, I understand where you're going with that. I don't know if the heel turn happens with them retaining the tag titles. What you were saying about them working so hard to get to this point. Imagine Beth Phoenix and Natalya just waltz in and take the titles from them at Mania, take their moment from them. That would cause a heel turn. That would cause both. It would give them some substance to turn, because right now, what's the substance for them turning heel? Yeah. It would be shocking, yes, and it would be one of those where we find out later on. But right now, what would be the justification for them turning heel? Losing their titles gets you to that.
Yeah, I think though too, like they've already shown it a little bit in the weeks coming up to this that they're on their heels. They're like getting backed up, and they're like they start doing some things that just don't seem legit.
Sasha's been like teasing being a tweener for a little bit now. Yeah,
and Jamie Todd's saying like they wouldn't technically be cheating if it's a no DQ.
But yes, you get what she's saying.
Yes and no. Mm-hmm. Like there's still, just because it's a no DQ technically based on the aspect that it's a Fatal 4, doesn't mean that using weapons is not still cheating.
Exactly.
That's still cheating, right? Because they don't like a lot of Fatal 4-Ways, they don't normally use weapons. Like they
It's
don't,
still cheating,
and like we've talked about it, like why not do it, right? But the people who would just like come into a Fatal 4-Way when it's just like you, me, and two others, whatever. The people who would just come in with weapons or use a weapon in it when nobody else has been, that's the heel. Mm-hmm. You're never going to see a face do that. You're never going to see
unless
a
it's
face...
unless it's a very heated rivalry.
Yeah. But even that, like...
And even that in a Fatal 4-Way would be weird because, yeah.
So, like, you're not going to see a face come out and just immediately
put it this
grab
way,
a chair and smash
when it was that U.S. title Fatal 4-Way match between R-Truth, Samoa Joe, Andrade, and Rey Mysterio, you would be questioning yourself if Rey Mysterio went underneath the ring, grabbed a steel chair, and just started whacking everybody over the head, right? Yeah. You'd be like, what the heck are you doing,
but you'd really be questioning yourself, because you'd be like, flashback to mid-2000s, late 90s, hitting people in the head? Come on!
All right, so those are those matches. What do you say we get to our mid-card now?
Mm-hmm. Although, on a separate note, of that one, it would be amazing, an amazing moment, WrestleMania moment for Natalya. For all that she's been through this year.
And that is the reason why I have Beth and Natalya winning it, as, you know, they're just best of friends. And it's something that they probably wanted to have happen when they were the Divas of Doom, the tag titles, especially with Lay Cool being around and everything. They probably wanted the tag titles. But then they didn't get that. You know, the WWE wouldn't give them the tag titles. They wouldn't make the titles for them. So now that they're around, I can totally see WWE being like, okay, Natalya, Beth, everything that's been going on here, get this accolade, you know, win this together on a grandest stage of them all. Win it for your dad, Natalya. Okay, so matches that we've got, the mid card at least. We have Bobby, Finn Balor. What else is in the mid card? We got the U.S. title, Samoa Joe, Rey Mysterio.
Joe and Rey. Corbin and Kurt?
Yeah, let's do Corbin Kurt as well up on there. Angle Corbin. There we go. All right, so start off with the Demon versus the big bad bald Bobby.
Simple. Demon.
Demon. Yep, very easy.
It's Demon. They've already said that it was going to be Demon.
Yep.
It's Demon.
It's Demon. He's walking out of there with the IC title. It's Demon. Simple. All right.
Sorry, Robert.
Let's get on over to Samoa Joe, Rey Mysterio.
Joe, he's been doing well as a... I could see Rey winning, no doubt. But also, like, Joe's been great. Like, why bother?
It's been fantastic.
If Ray does win, I think it goes toward possibly Ray Andrade with the U.S. title involved, which was also great. But yeah, I think that Joe's been really good. I think that he's in a nice, sweet spot right now. Keep it going.
Yep, I'm with Samoa Joe as well. I agree. He's in a good spot right now. Yep, needs to be Samoa Joe in my opinion. Let's get on over to the battle of former general managers, Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin. It's been a while. It's been a long time. It's been a hot minute for sure. But Corbin looking to end the career of Kurt Angle. How do you have this match going?
I've got Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
He, again, just listen to the podcast from Friday. He was my MVP of the week. The match wasn't amazing, but it was my match of the week because of the things that happened in it and what it meant going forward, and like kind of the story of it. And I think he's been really good. I don't see Kurt winning. Doesn't do anything for anyone.
It's unfortunate that it doesn't do anything because if it's your last match, you look at everybody pretty much ever in the history of wrestling, you go out on your back. You know, you put someone over, you do the job. And I mean, as much as all of us together, we collectively, you're like, Baron Corbin, you know, this match is probably not the match everybody wants to see. We're talking John Cena, Jason Jordan, you know, there's other matches out there that you're like, yeah, we'd rather this one. But from a pure storytelling standpoint, it has been going on a long time.
I also think it can lead to a story. If Jason Jordan ever comes back, especially if they do it like Corbin beats Kurt and like then gets aggressive and beats down Kurt. If Jason Jordan ever comes back, there's a set rivalry. John Cena has a set rivalry with Corbin, like out of just a respect thing. There's a ton of guys that immediately have a rivalry that they can step into with Corbin because of the disrespect, the aspect of retiring him. But Jason Jordan's the biggest, obviously. Like, that's, you retired my dad.
Yep, exactly. No, there's certainly some ready-made feuds to be made out of it. I just think that Corbin is so hated right now. WXVYTTG dash, thank you very much for subscribing. Yeah, like, he's very much hated by everybody, you know, and he's so detested, and in this day and age, it's very difficult to get fans to legit hate you.
Jeez,
you know?
A couple fans at the event.
Yeah, we got a few people right there tonight.
Ospo, Led, Ludog.
Yeah, you guys are going to have some fun there. Make sure if you guys are on TV, you know, wave to the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll look for you tonight. And hopefully, I think I saw somebody say that they've got a sign there. I think Led Thomas has a sign. So sweet, man. But yeah, I think we both got Baron Corbin winning this match. And that's that one. Let's get on to the next trio of matches.
Reigns, Orton, and Miz.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's get Shane, Miz.
Drew. You got Shane and Miz and Orton, AJ Styles.
And where is Roman? Roman Drew. All right, here we go. The next trio of matches that we have. These are the. This is actually really interesting though compared to previous WrestleManias. We've got a lot of feuds over non-titles. You know, look at these three, right? Good
We've talked about it for a while. Like, you don't need a title to make a good feud, but they don't do it often. But they're doing it.
Exactly. It's really quite awesome to see. So let's start off with one of the more interesting feuds, I would say. Let's go all the way down here. Shane versus Miz. I've been really enjoying this feud. We've been watching it for a while. It's developed since the Best in the World tournament at Crown Jewel. It's been developing since then, and it's come to this point now where Shane has attacked Miz's dad. They now have a street fight, or not a street fight, a Falls Count Anywhere match, I should say. And it's going to be violent. Shane's going to jump off something big. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm excited.
Statue of Liberty.
I think Miz ends up winning this match, though.
I do, too. I think just the build has been great. There's no point to Shane beating anyone. especially at Mania. Like, look at his last 4 matches at Mania, right?
Yep.
Like, but one was one a tag match?
Well, yeah, he had tag
That
with
they won.
Daniel Bryan last year, right?
He won.
Yes.
That one made sense because it was Daniel Bryan's returning match.
Yes.
Then before that was I don't know the order, but he had one against Undertaker. He had one
That Hell in a
against
Cell.
AJ, and he had one against
AJ was the year before, and then it was Undertaker.
Jericho? Did he have one against Jericho? His first year. Oh no, AJ fought Jericho. No. I know he fought AJ. I know he fought Taker. Remind me if I'm forgetting one, guys. But he lost against Taker and AJ, which made sense.
Oh, he totally returned right then for Undertaker, right? Like that's when he came back.
Yeah.
There's the the previous year's like Raw after Mania, was that what it was or something?
Yeah. He returned against. Yeah, that was the whole thing. So it was Taker, he lost. AJ, he lost. He beat whoever it was with. Oh, KO and Sammy.
Yeah, KO and Sammy.
But that was because Daniel Bryan was returning, right? It was his return match, so that made sense.
And then now we're on to this one. He's got to lose this one. Miz, this is the star-making match, the singles match at WrestleMania that puts Miz over, and it really starts to put him into the top tier of
baby faces.
Yeah, a legend, a future Hall of Famer, and he starts getting that respect. He has that big WrestleMania win, in a story-driven feud. No title involved. And those are the matches that you drive for at WrestleMania, right? Like to be in a match of AJ Styles, Randy Orton.
Yep.
You want to strive to be either AJ Styles or Randy Orton at a WrestleMania, when you're not competing for the title.
Oh yeah, that match is literally the most dream, like one of the most dream matches I could possibly as we get closer to it, I'm just realizing how much it's a match that I didn't realize we needed.
Yes.
As wrestling fans.
So with me, the reason why I have Randy Orton winning this match is because as I said on the podcast, I would love to see Kofi Kingston's first feud be Randy Orton. Yeah. If they don't do anything with a New Day turning heel, or they don't do anything wacky in that sense, and it's just a lovely feel-good moment, you need a challenger for the next pay-per-view, and full circle. The guy who kept Kofi Kingston down all the years, the guy who Kofi had to beat to get to this opportunity, right? And then he still didn't get the opportunity because Daniel Bryan had to come out, and then he beat him. And then now the New Day, and then it comes full circle. The guy who wanted to keep you down is the first challenger for the title. That's a ready-made feud. Yeah,
I think too. I have Orton as well because it's Orton. WWE notoriously lets the WWE guy win the feuds against WCW, TNA guys, always.
Yes.
So there's that. I agree with you. It would be an amazing story to then have Kofi's first feud be against Orton. And also, I've said it before, I will say it again, and I live and die by it. AJ Styles is a type of guy that losing does not affect him, ever. Like, he can lose, and it doesn't, we're still like, oh, that's still the best wrestler in the world.
Yep.
Right? Like,
yep.
So that's the thing, is he can lose those matches. It's fine. He can lose clean, dirty. However, it doesn't hurt him. Orton, it doesn't hurt either, but it hurts his current character of like, he's still that character of going after your favorites, right? It's like, what do you mean? Yeah, you took out Jeff Hardy. Yeah, you took out this person, whatever. But now all of a sudden he gets to AJ and he's like, I met my match. Never mind.
No, I think
let me go back to the mid card.
It needs to continue attacking your favorites. It's going
and
after
Kofi,
the favorites. Yep.
Nobody's bigger favorite right now than Kofi Kingston.
Exactly.
So if they go that route, that's amazing.
Really quickly here, guys, please make sure you leave a like on the video. We got 246 watching right now. We should at least hit 100 likes. So everybody like the video. Really quick shout out to Lou Dog Dude. We see you at WrestleMania. That is awesome, my friend. Have a grand old time, man. Make sure you wave loud, wave proud, I don't know. But have a great time.
Wave loud, just...
Yep. Loud waves! Loud waves!
Making noise. If you're close enough, you can hear the wind.
There you go. You can hear it in the mic there. Okay, next match. Reigns versus McIntyre. This is going to be a hard-hitting match.
Yeah.
Reigns for me.
I also have Reigns. I can see it going either way. Drew's been great. I'm gonna go with Reigns though, because again, like, the guy is the face of the company.
Yeah, you got to give. So the feud is Drew McIntyre has been a damn good heel, a damn good counter to Roman Reigns. But the thing is, this is Roman's big match return, right? His singles big match return. Has he had a singles match yet since coming back? He hasn't, because McIntyre stopped it, right, and attacked him. So he hasn't had a singles match since coming back from leukemia. So this is his return.
Singles match.
Yeah. So that's exciting in itself. Reigns has to win. I think that puts him back into the title contention. I mean, honestly, if Seth Rollins wins the title, why not a Roman versus Seth first feud? You know, out of respect. Out of legit respect for each other. Say, Roman, you put this division on your back for so long, and I just wanted to say thank you. And when you gave up this title, you know, you went off to fight this fight. You came back even stronger. I would love to be the man to defend the title against you. As a first feud? Hell yeah. So there you go. That's my thoughts with that there with Roman Reigns. Anything more for Drew McIntyre?
Unfortunate, but he's still great. I mean, it's
fantastic. Fine. He'll be fine. He can be a Samoa Joe type character where he's fine in loss, comes back, cuts a promo, beats down a guy, good to go. All right, what next 3 matches do we have?
Well, here's where we run into a little bit of an issue, because we have the Trips and Batista match.
Yep.
We've got the Elias performance.
Let's just quickly talk about Elias. We won't put a photo up. So yeah.
The tough thing, though, is then we still have the 3 main event matches, and that's it.
Okay, that's fine. So which ones are after? We got...
I guess we can do, like, Batista Triple H. We'll do Kofi and Daniel, and we'll do Lesnar and Rollins, and then we'll have the Triple Threat as its own individual.
All right. So let's get Lesnar and Rollins, Brock Seth, right there on the screen. So yeah, let's quickly talk about Elias. He is supposed to be the musical performance for WrestleMania. I have Undertaker coming out and interrupting him. I think that's where we see the dead man at Mania. We haven't heard anything about Undertaker, so surprise appearance by Undertaker. I also like yours, though.
Yeah, I've got, if anything happens, maybe nothing happens. If anything happens, Cena returning.
Yeah, and I mean, Cena returning makes a lot of sense as well.
He's already been confirmed by Kurt Angle that he has a match, so unless Kurt Angle's just pulling our leg, then who's it against, right? So Cena interrupting Elias, having a match. It'll be good.
Yep. Okay, so let's go on to the money match, the blockbuster match, you'll say. Triple H, Batista. This is maybe the most difficult one to predict on the whole card. Potentially.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
It's a really, really tough one because there's no story, right? Like, the story is between just these two guys. Like, there's no, like, hopes for a future title push, no win to get them to this thing. They're legends, right? Well, they could, but like that's not the hope right here, right? The idea is putting on this mega match between two stars, and whatever happens later, we'll figure it out, right? This is the match, and I don't know. Do you end Triple H's career and end him without ever beating Batista? Or do you damage essentially this amazing character of Batista and not be able to push that character onto bigger things afterwards if you wanted to, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man, but if I had to say who I have winning this match, I gotta even check my notes here. I'm gonna say Batista.
Yeah. Why? Do you want to go into why you were saying?
Just simply because I think Batista as a heel right now, he's always been better as a heel, right? He always has been, and he's playing a great heel right now. Him as a heel, there's potential for bigger matches down the line, title matches. He could pull the Goldberg type of run, you know? Like, I don't want to see maybe that, but they could do that with Batista, a Goldberg style of run who's holding on to the championship, big bad dude from the past. I don't know.
Yeah, I have Triple H. Again, if you want to know why, just listen to the podcast from a couple weeks ago. No, I I have Triple H because, like, I said it in the podcast and I stick by it. The way that they've built this feud has been great for, like, how good it's made Triple H a face.
Mm-hmm.
And the aspect of, like, you attacked a 70-year-old man, blah, blah, blah. Like, and I don't see Batista necessarily sticking around like you do. Sure, he might. It would be cool, whatever. But I also think that I still think that this might be Triple H's retirement match. I think it might be both of their retirement matches. Triple H winning, and it's like a double, like, I'm done regardless type thing.
Maybe.
Like,
I don't know. Like,
or I'm focusing on my role in the business side of things.
That is the thing, because I do think the business side of things, with him being more involved with NXT, with Vince, starting up the XFL, the WWE every single day is becoming closer and closer to belonging to Triple H, essentially, between Triple H and Steph, right? That it's closer and closer every single day to getting to that point. And it makes you wonder, if he's like, okay, yeah, I'm ready to take the step back from being an in-ring performer and just be the Mr. McMahon character, or, like, Triple H character, but now he's the guy in charge. He doesn't want to be associated with being a wrestler, and I can totally see, him being the type of guy saying, all right, this is my last match at Mania, Batista, let's do this thing. All right, I'm going to put you over. I'm going to go out on my back, as most wrestlers do. And Batista, being a movie star with, the Avengers movie coming out, and obviously being deeply involved with Guardians of the Galaxy, that's coming out down the line as well, right? Guardians Galaxy 3?
Yeah, Guardians 3 will
be out so,
in the
like,
next couple of years.
I totally see WWE keeping him around, trying to get that cross mainstream. Like, if you had The Rock, let's say, if Rock was willing to come back and wrestle, 4 or 5 times a year, or maybe, or 2 or 3 matches, whatever it may be, you'd kind of give him the win to push him towards the next thing if he wants to stick around for the year, because of the cross appeal, right? Because of the mainstream attention.
Yeah,
you'd give him the, especially in a non-title match, you'd give him the win.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I just don't see it. Like, either way, it's good. I just think that Triple H losing has more harm than Triple H winning.
And yes, potentially, right? Because Triple H losing means that he has to retire, and he retires without ever defeating Batista, and that storyline is kind of left open-ended. Batista attacking Ric Flair, all that stuff doesn't come to an end. But sometimes when those things don't come to an end, that's when you get the best heels out of it, because fans still hate them from this thing, right? It's loose ends. They're like, Frank, he just retired Triple H.
Yeah.
He attacked Ric Flair. He's a dick. I don't like this guy.
My thing with it, too, though, is, like, that's a great heel, but why do it with someone who's not part of your company? Right?
And yeah, that's always the constant battle.
Thank you for the sub.
That would be the constant battle between part-timers and full-timers, right? Where do they belong? Do you give a part-timer a big role because they've got the mainstream attention, or do you go with your full-time wrestlers who are here every single week?
And at this point, honestly, like,
thing.
When Batista returns, when The Rock returns, they're actors now more than they are wrestlers now. So they're literally not part of the company. It's not like John Cena's getting to that point too, where it's like he will become where it's like, oh, that's John Cena, the actor. A lot of people will know him as the actor. There's people who don't know that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson wrestled.
That's true. That's true.
World, right? Because he's such a megastar, right? There's people that don't know that Batista wrestled because they just know him as the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's true.
So, and the Avengers. So for me, it's tough because, yes, it makes an amazing heel. But why would you waste that heel on someone that's not part of your company? If he's sticking around for a little bit, like how Goldberg did, sure.
That's what I mean. Something. Yeah, that's what I mean. If he's just here for the Mania match, no, I would probably have Triple H go over. The story is a better end there. Triple H getting his revenge for Ric Flair. That's how the story started, right? Batista attacking an old man, right? Yeah. If you look at the story and you take out the names, right? You take out Batista and Triple H and Ric Flair, and you just look at big buff dude, movie star, attacks a attacks a very old man who just was in the hospital about a year ago on his deathbed. And then you've got the guy who was basically trained by him trying to get revenge. That's a straight-up revenge story, and on paper, the ending has to be the good guy getting revenge over the bad guy.
Yeah.
Right? But the fun stuff with wrestling is that it doesn't always have to work like that.
No.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't need to. It's a nice, well, yeah, like it's a nice shock factor when the bad guy wins.
Mm-hmm. When that hand comes down for the third count and it's the bad guy winning, there's always that feeling of, oh, wasn't expecting that. You know, we're so used to movies where the good guys always win. That's why Avengers was so like crazy, because Thanos won in that movie.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, well, I think if they haven't seen it by now, they don't care enough to watch that one. Yeah. But anyways, let's get on to...
I was going to watch it tonight.
Let's get on... Yeah, on WrestleMania night, of all nights.
After Mania.
Let's get on to Kofi Kingston, Daniel Bryan. Kofi Mania is running wild. We are all loving every single thing about Kofi. This ends one way. There's no more satisfying moment in WrestleMania that's going to happen than Kofi Kingston finally winning the big one.
Yeah. I think Kofi winning just makes sense. He's hot right now. He's great. Daniel has a lot of pull.
And Daniel's such an indie guy at heart. He's going to put over Kofi.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Right?
Like
He would have been fighting this if, for whatever reason, Vince was backstage like, no, we're not going to put over Kofi Kingston, Daniel. You're way too popular right now. Or you're way too over right now as a heel, right? Like, no. He would be the guy pushing back, saying, no, this is the time for Kofi Kingston. Do you not listen to them out there?
Well, it's the thing with he brought up Ali, essentially. He was the one that was like, I want Ali up. I want like Mustafa Ali in this feud. I want to wrestle him. Like, you need to realize what you have in some of these guys.
Yep.
And I know because they're me. They're what you guys didn't see, but the universe saw it, and the universe will see it. And I think that he is... I think he's definitely got a lot of pull right now. And I think he's so hot as a heel. Like, they could keep it on him just because he's a heel. He just keeps his heel hate so high. But... yeah, I'm going to say Kofi. I think Kofi, it's his time. I think he's great. I think it's New Day's WrestleMania moment.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has to be the moment. That is... There's two moments I think that WWE wants to have happen. The coronation of Becky Lynch and the coronation of Kofi Kingston. I think those are the two matches that WWE is looking at the moments and saying, these are the moments that fans are going to remember forever. Seth Rollins has already had his moment, right?
Out of the two as well, I think that Kofi is more of a lock.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because I could very easily see them giving it to Charlotte.
I could too, and I could see them giving it to Ronda. Maybe this whole thing of her leaving after WrestleMania has been a work the entire time. You never know, right? Like that, I would say Kofi Kingston is as close to a lock as you get on this card for a championship match. Well, no, Demon Finn Balor is as close to a lock as you get, but he's right there with Demon Finn Balor for his crazy. Like, the only reason you could potentially see the title not going to Kofi Kingston is if they do a heel turn with the New Day in some way, right? And that, I don't want that right now. I really don't. Maybe down the line, but again, I love them as a group together. The whole thing about just a feel-good win, it's always nice, to have. So I don't know. That would be the only way I see the title not going to Kofi Kingston, is getting screwed over by either Big E or Xavier Woods. But that's not the way it should happen. Kofi needs to win that title.
Yeah.
But let's get on to Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar now. So, usually at WrestleMania, both big championships don't change hands. Usually. That could change this Mania.
It's happened.
It has happened, for sure. It has definitely happened. It could happen again, but something in my gut is telling me that Brock Lesnar is going to retain over Seth Rollins, and I don't know what it is. It's just a weird, uneasy feeling before this match that I'm like, Brock's totally winning, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so too. Like, I think Rollins very well could win. We talked about it on the pod that I think Lesnar, if we're to believe that what we've heard, at least not confirmed, but if we're to believe that Ronda's taking a little time off, she's taking a little break, you still need that big name in your company. And with how part-time Brock Lesnar is, the only way to make him relevant is by keeping the title on him.
Yeah.
So I think that Lesnar winning makes a lot of sense. I think.
Oh shoot! Did I have mine changed? Oh, I totally
Yeah, we
did.
changed it, but it makes sense both ways. Like,
Yeah.
I think that Rollins very well could win, but for me too, I think if we're to expect everything to not be a work, right? So if Dean Ambrose is leaving, maybe they give them a curtain call. Wasn't it at MSG that they did the curtain call?
Yes, it was, but this is not. It's in New York tonight, but it's not Madison Square Garden tonight.
It's not?
No, God, no, it's a stadium show.
Oh, it's MetLife, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But in New York, yeah. So like maybe it's a curtain call thing where like Rollins doesn't win, and he's left out in the ring, decimated, and he gets up and he gets like this moment of like just him out with the fans, and the fans are like chanting, like crying. He's crying. He couldn't do it. And then just there's a moment that if it happens will be so nice for them, would just be like Dean and Roman coming out to essentially comfort their brother and be like, it's okay. It's okay. Like, you didn't need to win it. It's fine. And I think that would just be, if Dean's leaving, that is such a nice goodbye moment to this massive crowd. The here I am, here's my brothers, like it doesn't matter that he didn't win, like we're still with each other, like we've still got you in this sad, beautiful moment that is wrestling. And also, like I said, Lesnar winning can just keep Lesnar hot, and Rollins I don't think is hurt by it necessarily. I think it obviously hurts him a little bit, but also they don't like to let both of their Rumble winners win a lot.
Yeah, not normally. Yeah. I'm going to go opposite of you, though. Like, even though I've got this weird gut feeling of Lesnar winning, you know, like, it's just that weird gut feeling. I'm still going to go with Seth Rollins just because...
He's Sethy Poo.
He's Sethy Poo. Exactly. He's Sethy Poo. And the story has been, you know, before really Kofi Kingston got hot, the story was Seth Rollins. Right? The fan support was there for Seth Rollins. Sure, the Becky Lynch saga was going on, but Seth was winning over the fans with his performances, right? He was going balls to the wall, and he was absolutely the right pick to win the Rumble, and especially the right pick to go on to face Lesnar. So I'm going to stick with Rollins. He's got Lesnar in the Mania co-main event. But let's get on to the main event now. It is Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair. Oh man, this is the match, folks. This is the match you've all been waiting for, the main event. There is, like we were just saying, multiple ways they could go. There seems the direct route, the easy route, the winner take all, the very obvious ending to WrestleMania that every single fan wants is Becky Lynch standing tall with both titles. That is the ending that everybody wants. But because everybody wants that, there's two other routes that they can go off of that. Charlotte could win. Ronda could win.
I think Ronda's the least likely for me.
Most likely, it's just simply because of the rumors of her taking time off after
Also,
WrestleMania.
just like, even then, Mania is the time to let her loose.
Yes, just because there is that person ready in Becky Lynch to take the title. But like the thing is, if you did give Ronda the win, you create a bigger heel, you know, and it just works right now. She's getting hated by fans, you know. The women's division is super, super hot because of Ronda Rousey and because of Charlotte Flair's heel work, and then also Becky Lynch, you know. But like a good hated heel, double champ, would be really interesting, especially name value of Ronda Rousey. But if she is leaving, and even if she's not leaving, straight up just the win for Becky Lynch, that's who I'm going with.
Yeah, I've got Becky just because she's been amazing. She deserves it. If there's her build, like Kofi's build has been amazing, but it's also been very quick. Mm-hmm. Becky's build has been for a very long time.
Because this was supposed to be Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
This has been building since then.
Yeah.
And that match got canceled because Nia Jax. That thing, it's crazy. The punch heard around the world from Nia Jax gave us this WrestleMania main event.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Without the punch, we do not get this WrestleMania main event. It's Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan. It's Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar. It's one of those two matches. And that's kind of crazy. You know, that Nia Jax essentially punched Becky Lynch into the main event. Punched Ronda Rousey into the main event. Punched Charlotte Flair into the main event, essentially. But yeah, we both got Becky Lynch winning the titles.
Yeah, I think Becky winning is just the closing shot for the aspect. Like, listen, I get it. Make it memorable. Mm-hmm. The first ever women's main event. It's going to be memorable regardless.
You're repping Charlotte tonight. Yeah. Charlotte Flair, all right. Let's do that.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, no, you're Charlotte Flair there tonight.
But yeah, like, I could very easily see them give it to Charlotte. Mm-hmm. No doubt. I think that Ronda's the least likely. I could see them give it to Charlotte because it's Charlotte.
Yep.
She's the biggest name in the female as far as, like, her entire career. She's arguably already... Well, she is the most accomplished women's wrestler in WWE history.
Yeah, 8-time women's champ.
So she is, and she's arguably already known as the greatest women's wrestler of all time. Mm-hmm. She's definitely up there. But Becky's build has been so good, and Charlotte losing doesn't hurt Charlotte again. Like, it's never going to hurt because she's still Charlotte Flair. Mm-hmm. If they risk not letting Becky win and not going with Becky here, possibly fluttering out, right? Because it's been such a long build as well.
Yep, I agree.
So I think Becky's going to win, and I think for the first ever women's main event at WrestleMania, I think no other option than to have the babyface win, holding both titles up at the end.
You need the confetti, the fireworks, the ending to WrestleMania, the Daniel Bryan ending of WrestleMania for Becky Lynch. It's her journey. You know, like, as much as people maybe don't want to admit that this has been the journey for Becky Lynch, this WrestleMania. It's been Becky Lynch's journey. And, yeah, needs to end like that. So, I believe that brings us to the end of our predictions. That was about an hour-long show. So, guys, we are going to be back here in just under 2 hours, okay, at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So just under 2 hours from now, the event is up right now. I'm going to link it to every single one of you in the chat, okay? So you can head on over there. You can talk in the chat room until we end up going live. You have just about 2 hours to get ready. Bob, play us a tune going away. I've been Con.
And I've been Bob.
And that was our WrestleMania 35 predictions.